This is Jeff Williford with UTTylerPatriots.com here with new head athletic trainer Andrew Cage here in the beautiful HBC. First of all, Andrew, congratulations on the job. I guess the first question's first. Why come back to Texas? You came from Maryland. Why come back, and especially why UT Tyler?
Well, the goal was always to come back to Texas after I finished up my graduate work and got a few years of experience at other programs and got some different perspectives. Once I saw the position was open at UT Tyler, I had familiarity with the ASC, going to Texas Lutheran University, and knew that it was a good school with a good, strong program that was on the upturn whenever I had left TLU. And once I did my research, I saw it was still moving up, so I wanted to put my name in the hat to try to join the team.
Let me ask you this. What's one of the main, biggest problems with being a head athletic trainer? What's the main thing, I guess, you focus on, maybe injury-wise, or, a lot of talk about concussions, a lot of talk about heat stroke and overheating at practice. What's one of the main things you want to focus on and watch for? What's the big news out there right now?
Right now, one of the hot button topics is obviously concussions with everything in the news with the NFL teams and things along that. With us not really having any contact sports here at UT Tyler, though, heat illness and sudden cardiac death are kind of more of the major issues. So one of the big things that I'm trying to make sure we get done whenever athletes start getting on campus is educating them about proper hydration, knowing the warning signs if there might be a heat illness or cardiac event that might be coming along, just to try to prevent anything we can ahead of time.
Now, people who may see your online bio or whatnot saw you got your master's at Virginia, you did your undergrad at Texas Lutheran. You came from Morgan State, a D1 school. Are there any differences in training at a D1 school? You were the interim there. Are there any differences in D1, D3, or is it pretty much the same? People have injuries everywhere.
People are going to have injuries everywhere. The biggest difference you're going to see is going to be in the types of athletes you have. And at the Division I level, you have athletes that are there on scholarship, and you have kids that are there playing sports to go to school or going to school to play sports. Whereas at a Division III school like University of Texas Tyler or Texas Lutheran, you're going to be running into a situation where these are athletes that are passionate about their game and are wanting to play the game because they love it. And so those athletes a lot of times are a lot more fun to work with because they're bringing more of a personal passion versus a business-like mentality to it.
It's one of my favorite things about D3. They want to play. They don't have to necessarily. They just want to keep coming back.
Absolutely.
When you were at Virginia, I noticed on your resume you worked with the rowing team. I'm not familiar with rowing. I know that every time I've tried to row on a lake, it is like the hardest thing I've ever done. What are some injuries that come up with rowing? Are there a lot of shoulder problems, legs? Tell us about that experience.
With rowing, it was surprising to me because when I first went in, I thought it was completely upper body. It's actually a total body sport where you're having to use every part of you. So we had athletes with injuries from hamstrings, lower back disc herniations, all the way up to having an athlete who fractured a rib. She was rowing so hard.
Oh my goodness.
So it was definitely an intense sport to get involved in. The first day I showed up and saw a room full of girls on these rowing machines just going until they dropped out.
Congratulations on the job. I know being here the last few years, a lot of success here in the athletic program, and I know that with you kind of helping keep our athletes healthy, we'll see more success. Congratulations again.
Thank you, sir.